I didn't see this on the show. Have you watched The Clubhouse, A Year with the Red Sox?
I have not.
So it's on Netflix, and it's a behind the scenes. It followed the Red Sox through the 2024 season.
Mm-hmm.
And on there, I guess Adam Jude picked it up at the Seattle Times as the Mariners are playing the Red Sox right now.
Yeah.
And the pitching coach of the Red Sox named Andrew Bailey, his scouting report, because they Netflix was just filming,
Sure.
and they were going through the Mariners hitters. This was last year as they were getting ready to play the Mariners. And he said, Julio Rodríguez, very, very aggressive. All he wants is the ball in the middle. Anything middle, change up middle, slider middle, that's all he can hit.
Yeah.
Essentially saying, dude, if you don't give him anything right down the middle, he can't hit. He'll fish, and you can get him, get him out. So this has now, it's kind of become a thing with Julio, even though it was said last year.
It's rather damning.
It is rather damning. And, I mean, and Julio's he's not having a bad start this year. But
he's had some slow starts.
Well, last year I think his start was way slower, was it not?
I think so, yes.
Than this year. This year he's on pace for 30 home runs. His WAR is good.
He's hitting right now. He's hitting 258 with 10 home run and 34 RBI.
He swings though. This is what Adam Jude was following up on. This he swings at 57% of all the pitches that he sees.
Yeah.
That is the 6th highest rate in the majors.
Well, he has over his career he has struck out 145, 175, and 156 times.
Yeah, and he. I guess it's some of it is by design. He doesn't want to let the pitcher get too comfortable in any given at bat.
Yeah.
So he swings. He's aggressive. And a lot of guys are. I mean, that's some guys. It's just easier for them to hit when they're aggressive, and not thinking about it versus the guys who are a little bit more picky.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. That said, it's costing him a ton, and teams are not. They're not that scared of Julio Rodríguez.
No. So again, this goes back to what they were asking: is Julio not? The Seattle Times, I think it was, they asked the question, is Julio not who we thought he was? In that, he came off that second year because he was a rookie year, and then he had the second year where he had the breakout. I think he finished top 5 in the MVP voting.
They are who we thought they were.
And it was the idea that we have up in Seattle, you have the next Ken Griffey Jr., that you have the next Alex Rodriguez. And Seattle had not had a transcendent star. Ichiro was. But that was a long time ago when Ichiro was that, and he wasn't necessarily homegrown, and he wasn't necessarily viewed as the best player in baseball. Did you have that now in Seattle with Julio? And here we are a year and a half later, and I think that is the question: is Julio? No one's saying he's bad, but are you having to come to the realization that he is not the transcendent star that you thought he was? And
he's not.
As of right now.
But I think, he's not. There's no question he is not what you thought he was. That doesn't mean he's bad. But I think what the Mariners are hoping is that he still turns into that. Like, he's still evolving. Like, he's pretty young.
Yeah.
So you can't just say this is what he is.
I think he's 25 or turning 25 this year.
But the early returns are not maybe what you expected.
Well, you had 1 year of he's going to be a star, 1 year of and then this year is I think the verdict is still out.
Well, DePoto says he always hits for more power later in the season.
Yeah.
And he expects that to happen again.
So
later in the summer. A lot of guys do. I mean,
sure.
Are you out of your mind?
So we'll see. But that power's not everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just he's frustrating. He is. He strikes out all the time. He swings at everything. It's just you want more.
Yeah.
He leaves you wanting more.
Well, and therein lies again. I think this goes back, which is why I thought it was an interesting question. Is he going to be one of those guys that always leaves you wanting more because of what the potential that you think is? And sometimes that's on us. If you go on and you end up being a guy that hits 265 every year and 28 home runs and 90 RBI, and you do that for 8 years, you're a hell of a player. You're an all-star. But if we thought you were going to be Ken Griffey Jr., can you look at that and say that you ended up being disappointed? I think that's the LaMarcus Aldridge effect. LaMarcus Aldridge was really, really good in Portland, and no one here ever loved the guy because you always thought he could be better. We do that so often with people. We're like, yeah, he's good, but I think he could be better. Well, who's to say? Not everyone that comes up is going to be Ken Griffey Jr.
I think the thing about Julio though is his tools, boy, they jump off the screen at you.
Yeah.
He is a specimen and amazing in center field and just the exit velocity and just like he has everything you need.
Yep.
And so I don't think it's just on the hype or just on people just having to lower their expectations. He should be better. I think they're wanting more out of him over the next, I mean, they signed him to a long deal.
Yeah.
8 more years or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They're expecting more from him. And I mean, DePoto, he basically said it. He's like, this is just the evolution.
Yeah.
We're patient. And that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yep.
But we'll see in 5 years, they need more out of that guy.
Yes. Yes. Especially when you look and you got Cal Raleigh that does appear right now to be an ascending best player at his position in baseball. Well, it's not, and he's not, he is the best player at his position in baseball. And I think you thought that was going to be Julio and that it's not the case.